Sin I can't. Only man prepared to die. Dick! You UPK, right? Yeah, UPK.
This world thinks that we're a cult and that we're crazy and that we're criminals simply because we teach what Jesus Christ taught 2,000 years ago.
In 2024, with access to the internet, if you hate another group because of the color of their skin, you're a fool.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I want 100, let's go! Above your head! I mind you, Shabbat! I mind you!
This brother had a shirt, this is ISUPK, and that's called Real Nigga University.
How come we're missing out on the push-ups? Don't you want to get drafted?
Yeah, get down and get some push-ups. Look at that. Hey, somebody mark. See, I just told a white man what to do. Oh, damn.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to that apostle, and that is a great millstone who rule well, teach well, peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. All right, I want to get into this video, and this is from Tommy G, and the title of his video is Inside a Hate Group, the Black Israelites. And Tommy G is a highly influential podcaster, has over 2 million views. This video was uploaded 30 minutes ago. It's already at 14,000 views. And, you know, basically these influential characters on YouTube and various social media platforms receive insight concerning various topics. And Hebrew, the quote-unquote black Hebrew Israelites is one of the main topics that they're being given, because Esau is forming a narrative, okay? And he's really about to come down hard on the Hebrew Israelite camps, all right? And we're not black. We're simply Hebrew Israelites. And you're a Hebrew Israelite by blood, whether you want to be a Hebrew Israelite or not, okay? You can't change who you are. Now, let's jump back into this video.
Oh, damn.
These are the black Israelites, and they've been designated as a hate group. They hate a lot of different types of people, but they reserve their highest level of hatred for gay people and white people. They believe that Jewish people are imposters and that they, the black Israelites, are the true descendants of Israel and thereby the chosen people of God. Furthermore, they believe that when black Jesus comes back for the rapture, that they will take over the earth and enslave the Caucasians and Asians. Now, they call themselves the black Israelites, but probably because recruiting numbers were awfully low, they began to include Latinos and Native Americans under their umbrella. To better understand
this guy, man, said because recruiting numbers are low, we began to include the Latinos and Native Americans. Man, come on, man. You know, they're part of the 12 tribes as well. They're Israelites as well, even though you got some of these Hebrew Israelite camps that, you know, shun them to be not Israelites because they don't have that dark skin complexion, because they don't look like Ben Wallace. All right. And you got these Hebrew Israelite camps as well that'll look at every, you know, so-called looking light-skinned person as an Edomite, man. You know, a lot of these guys at these other camps are very, very carnal. They're not spiritual, man. They don't understand, or maybe they do understand, but they're, you know, doing it for different particular reasons. That just because someone has, you know, frail hair, maybe blue eyes, light-colored skin, a pale face, so to speak, that they very well could be an Israelite, man. Or even if they're not an Israelite, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily an Edomite. They could be of these other nations, man. All right? And going to the hate part, you know, this guy said, you know, we hate, so-called white people. Well, he just threw up a picture of the IUIC. IUIC don't hate the white man. IUIC don't hate white people. IUIC don't hate those you-ish people. At least that's what, you know, they're coming out and stating out of their own mouth. Okay? And, you know, we've said it time and time again, these people from the outside looking in, they group all the Hebrew Israelite camps together as a whole, whether it's ISUPK, whether it's IUIC, whether it's GMS, whether it's GOCC, whether it's Sakari, whether it's Genesis, all right, or any other other Hebrew Israelite camp that I left out, they look at us as one. Okay, they don't understand that we have different beliefs, different doctrines. Okay, and we don't all teach the same thing. Let's continue on.
How these guys think and operate, I thought it would be a good idea to send the whitest guy in my crew, Keegan, to spend 3 days with them in Harlem, New York. What you will see in today's episode will be a combination of me personally meeting this faction of the Black Israelites and fly-in-the-wall footage from Keegan after he embedded with them a couple weeks previously. I'm genuinely perplexed on how people can hate each other in 2024, especially with things like internet access and most of us being able to learn from the ugly parts of human history. So let's unravel this mystery together and buckle up, folks, because this episode gets intense and confrontational.
The white man has gotten so good at just saying stuff and people believe it that he just says shit like everybody.
The so-called white man decides to be rich. What will the white man do to be rich? Anything!
I'm about the kingdom of heaven where black people rule instead of white. And we get to do all the wonderful things that white people did to us, we get to do it to them.
I tell the black man, you the greatest man that ever walked the face of the earth. And God loved you more than he loved the white man. God hates the white man because of what he did to you.
There is a lot of nonsense going on in the outside world. Your inner mind is your sanctuary, and you must protect it at all costs. One of the ways I do that is by popping in my Raycon earbuds. You pop these in.
This dude, let me skip up.
Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
Morning. How are you, brother? Tommy.
Tommy
Yes.
C or Tommy Cooper?
Tommy G.
Tommy
Yes.
G, I'm sorry, Tommy G.
Tommy Cooper might be nice, though. We should probably go for that.
So Keegan's not coming today.
Keegan's parking.
He's parking,
I
okay.
can hardly park in New York. It's
Yeah,
hard for
I
me.
know it's hard to park.
Where's Keegan?
Keegan, he's parking.
Okay, how are you?
Tommy.
What's going on?
Nice to meet you.
Don't disrupt what's currently happening, all right?
Yeah.
All right, well, I was invited. Yeah.
These are brothers who came out of the world. These brothers going through a process where you're purging the old man out of you to become the new man that you want to be. And that does not happen without pain.
Apparently, they've been here since 6 a.m. I admire discipline. I admire dedication. And I admire people that are willing to wake up early and get after it.
This is the first day of Hebrew Academy for the year 2025. This is to help get brothers prepared to strengthen themselves physically, but also to keep them motivated to continue.
Hustle up, let's get back, come on.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, and all that working out and pushing ups and training. They're coming off as a militia group. Okay, and that's what Esau wants. Esau wants, these various different Hebrew Israelites camps to come off as a militia group, as a threat, as a terrorist organization, okay, as a hate group. And furthermore, that all that training and push-ups and that's not gonna be a help to you when all hell breaks loose. All right, like they think it is. They think the training, the push-ups, the storing up of ammunition and guns and food, etc., and unifying themselves and being organized, okay, is gonna benefit them when all hell breaks loose, man. All right, which it's not. Let's get a scripture real quick. Let's go to Isaiah, the 33rd chapter. And the ISUPK, they love this type of attention. They love to jump on the podcast. They love to, get the flashing lights. These high level podcasters and YouTubers to interview them. This is Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." So wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our times. Not how many push-ups we could do, and how many weights we could lift, and how many rounds we shot off, or how we can take apart a gun, or how much knowledge we know about surviving in the wilderness. All right? It says wisdom and knowledge, the Spirit, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. The Lord is our defense. The Lord is our protection. Okay? So we got to have faith. And a lot of these camps, they don't push faith. Let's keep going.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
How are you?
Doing? I'm all right. Yourself?
First, I gotta say, your fashion, man, is unbelievably on point right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Can you describe what you got going on?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give you this visitor's pass. That way we don't whoop your ass in.
Yeah, I was actually seeing if I could join.
No, you can't join.
Why is that?
Cause you're not the race that we're allowed to join with.
What race you gotta be?
You gotta be one of the 12 tribes.
Hold on, wait a minute. Come on, man. First of all, I perceive Tommy G to be a Jake. I always have. You know, just from, you know, what I've taken from his videos and how he acts, you know, which I could be wrong. But just off the strength of him having light skin, you heard what Captain Desariac said, man. Let's run that back.
Motivated to continue.
Hustle up, let's get back, come on.
What's up, brother? Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
How are you?
Doing? I'm all right. Yourself?
First, I gotta say, your fashion, man, is unbelievably on point right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Can you describe what you got going on?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give you this visitor's pass. That way we don't whoop your ass in.
Yeah, I was actually seeing if I could join.
No, you can't join.
Why is that?
Cause you're not the race that we're allowed to join with.
What race you gotta be?
You gotta be one of the 12 tribes of Israel. In North Central and South America, they're primarily blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So if your father's like of Negroid descent, Native Indian descent, Dominican or something like that, then you could join in. But if he's not one of them, you can't join in.
What percent do I gotta have?
Your daddy just gotta be there. It's no percent. Even Jewish people say that you're Jewish according to your mother, but the Bible says it's according to your father. So like for us, Bob Marley is a white man.
Can you break that down for me?
Because if you ever look up Bob Marley...
All right, and that's true, but off the strength of how he looks, how can you say that he's a so-called white man? All right, because he's going to this analogy of Bob Marley and Bob Marley's father, okay, which he's going off on a little bit, because Bob Marley he's a Jake, they really don't understand, okay, they really don't understand the nationality thing. They really take it from the skin color, even though he's going into, how you can be of another nation and look like a certain nation, so to speak. He's still going off, all right?
Father, Bob Marley looks like his father in blackface.
So,
yeah, see, he's going off of his father looking like that, looking like a so-called white man. So that must mean, from face value, that Bob Marley is a so-called white man. How does Captain Zazariak know that his father, just because he looks like that, his line, his lineage, his blood, all right, his father's line doesn't go back to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? All right? And the answer is he doesn't. Okay? That's why the scripture says, try the spirits by the spirit.
My mom could be a beautiful black queen, but if my dad's white, I'm out.
That's right.
I'm going to need your help reading one of these words, but can you say what that shirt says?
This brother has a shirt. This is ISUPK, and that's called Real Nigga University.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tommy.
How you doing?
How are you?
No problem. Now, a lot of people, of course, the word nigga has always been a derogatory term for black people in America. But this is also an identifying marker for who the children of Israel are in the Bible. When you go to the book of Acts 13, verse 1, they call Barnabas Niger, which is where nigga comes from.
How long did it take for you to acquire your real
nigga
status?
You can answer.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
It took me 90 days.
And what kind of training or certification did you undergo in your quest to become a real
nigga?
I attend class for 90 days, and then that's when I'm born again.
And what made you say, I want to become a real
nigga?
It was nothing out there for me to navigate to become and understand who I was and who I am. I looked at the word nigga as a negative term until I found out that it was an identity marker. It's a shocker when you wake up and you find out that you're the descendants of Moses.
Was Moses a real
nigga? Hell yeah.
Was Jesus Christ a real?
The realest nigga.
Was Malcolm X a real?
This is just these guys, man. Yeah, y'all is niggas, man. Y'all niggas with garments on. All right. Yeah, ain't no identity to being a nigga. All right, or the term nigga has no identity attached to it. And Jesus Christ, who the hell is that? Okay, who the hell is Jesus Christ?
No.
Ariel.
No. Malcolm X had a good spirit for brother. Hey, can I get my coffee?
Let's go, turn it up. You're moving too slow.
Malcolm X was
Hold on. Can I say something? I was expecting your coffee to come straight black. And right now, that coffee has got some Caucasian mixed into it, brother.
This is a vintage.
This is allowed in this school and the real...
Yeah, real nigga university. Yeah, we drink coffee. This is oatmeal shaken espresso, vanilla cinnamon foam.
Was vanilla?
Yeah,
Are you
cinnamon
appropriating
cold
my
foam.
culture right now?
Nah. Well, coffee can't integrate. The reason why I said Malcolm is not a real one is because Malcolm was trying to join us to the Arabs religion. Malcolm had the right spirit of brotherhood, but the wrong religion. So he was leading us to Islam. It's like Martin Luther King leading us to Christianity. So we don't like either one of them. Neither one of them are real niggas.
Wait, Martin Luther King?
You love Martin, don't you?
I think he was a good man.
So if you in the ISUPK, you a real nigga, according to Captain Tazariak.
Beautiful day in New York. Sun's out. Lots of people zipping around.
It's a special occasion.
Go ahead.
Martin Luther King. All false apostles that have deceived many. You understand? They deceived so many people that you would think they actually were sent by God. Because so many people believed them. It's a sea of people that believe that Martin Luther King was truly a man.
That's true. But they also fall into that category as well. This is Matthew 22 and 29. It says, Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Yahweh. And ISUPK, IUIC, GOCC, and all these other camps that go off on doctrine, they err, not knowing the scriptures. They go off according to the law, statutes, and commandments. They go off, not just ISUPK, but these various other camps. Some of these other camps like Sakari and Genesis, they say that the letters of Paul, have no validation and that they're not the words of God. Okay, they go off concerning the MOTB. They go off concerning your lineage. What Captain Zariak was trying to break down. They're very carnal. They're not spiritual. Okay. They ask you who your father is, and somebody says my father was a so-called white man. They automatically label them, all right, an Edomite, not knowing that that person's father, that they perceive, the son or the daughter perceive that they are, a so-called white man, okay, could very well be a Jake that just looked like a so-called white man or looked like any of these other nations, man, because we were scattered all over the four corners of the earth, okay?
And of God. And if you are not careful, you will get caught up in that wave. And the march he had was so magnificent. And the statues of him, and he's on TV every day, they transform themselves into the disciples of Christ, but they're not.
I'm about anyone that wants to unite the people. So that's why I like Malcolm X. If you read
And enslave us to y'all, right?
No. Let me reverse Uno card. You want to enslave us, right?
No.
You don't want white slaves?
This world thinks that we're a cult and that we're crazy and that we're criminals simply because we teach what Jesus Christ taught 2,000 years ago. Nothing else.
I want to see sets of 25. Y'all understand? Do y'all understand? You can't hear me out? I want to hear you. You understand?
And, Esau sits back and he laughs at this. He laughs at this shit. You know, because they consider themselves some type and form of a militia or, you know, organized group. Hey, Esau's militias, they sitting back and laughing at y'all doing these push-ups, rolling over in the grass, out there drinking coffee, covering your face with these masks, doing all this type of training. Esau's sitting back and laughing. Okay.
Sit-ups! Sit-ups! Session 25! Begin! Move! Let's go! Let's go!
And as you heard in the beginning of the video, they call this purging off the old man. You know, doing your push-ups. And I'm not saying, you know, training and working out and doing push-ups and all that is not good for you. You should be doing that. You know, it's good for your body. You know, helps, you know, to sweat and to train and work your muscles is, you know, it helps you. It helps the body, you know, helps the mind as well. But at the end of the day, that's not what is purging that old man off. Okay.
Let's go, sir. I'm embarrassed by this entire thing. Come, sir. Man and General Yohana had to be here and see these family men. These are family men. These are good husbands and daddies. Wasting their weekend with my cult. They will never be accepted into my cult ever. Come. Wasting the weekend.
We train brothers to be physically fit, mentally fit, and spiritually fit.
What's the brand of martial arts we're learning right now?
Yad Karab, hand combat. Yad means hand, Karab means combat. Structure, the brother in the middle with the stick hanging on his side, that's Captain Akai.
Does he ever whack people with the stick?
If he has to defend himself.
But not like he doesn't, like if you do a wrong like karate chop, he doesn't.
No, he don't. Nah.
I look at Commander General Yohana as like my.
And you know they're just giving Esau more and more ammunition. All right, because when Esau comes down on the various different camps, he's going to use all this, man. Like I said earlier, you know, we're lumped in all together as one. So they're going to use various different footage, various different documentation, you know, words from these different leaders of these Israelite camps to come down, and even before they come down on us, to demonize us. Because really this video right here is just a form of demonization, whether ISUPK knows it or not, and whatever other various Israelite camps that he interviews, because I'm only 10 minutes into a 30-minute video, and you know I'm just watching the views climb. You're at 20,000 views right now, which this video was just uploaded not even an hour ago. Okay, so you know heavy demonization is about to come down on a very high level concerning the Hebrew Israelites. All right, let's go to Micah the 3rd chapter real quick. Let's start from the top. It says, "And I said, Hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and you princes of the houses of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment, who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat the flesh of my people, and flay their skin from off of them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces, as for the pot, and as for flesh within the calderon." And a lot of these guys, a lot of these leaders of these various different camps, they took that bag and they're set up their agents. Okay, and they have a particular purpose that Esau has basically given them instructions to how to handle their organization, how to bring in the income, the money, the various different grants they received, and the agenda that they're basically they have signed on the dotted line to push, to push those false names, Jesus and Christ, and even going into nationality. A lot of these Israelites that know they're Israelites, they push the northern kingdom off as not being Israelites. Let's continue on. It says verse 4, "Then shall they cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings." Let's keep going.
Grandfather, you know what I'm saying? And he's done so many things. And he's the one that has led my quote-unquote father, which would be Captain Tazariak. I look at Cap as my father. Like if I were to disappoint Cap, I feel pain. Like I never felt disappointment or being ashamed of doing something with my mom or my stepfather, but growing up trying to shape myself into the person I am right now is because of Cap, and he learned from Commander Johanna. So I look at Captain Tazaric as my father and Commander Johanna as my grandfather.
And also too, I have my
Well, I feel like I just broke through.
You ain't break through shit, man. You just filming. You just a white guy filming.
How come we're missing out on the push-ups? Don't you want to get drafted?
Yeah, get down and get some push-ups. Okay. See, I just told a white man what to do. Whoa. Down. Now you should take a picture. My slave. Get in position.
I'm not doing what Master says.
In the kingdom, when he says I'm not doing what Master says, that's what happens.
So you believe white people are destined to be slaves?
Facts. That's what God said.
See, it ain't about white people. It ain't about black people. All right, it ain't about the skin color. Even though skin color is an indicator, that is not the end all be all of your nationality. It doesn't dictate your nationality. All right. That's why we call these Edomites so-called white, because they're actually not white. They're actually red. And at the end of the day, if someone comes up that looks like an Edomite, we're not calling them an Edomite off rip. All right. We're gonna ask some questions. Perceive them for a minute, man, before we make a judgment call. And even after making a judgment call on that, we could be wrong. Okay. But you got these other camps that, off the strength of what you look like, they're already saying that you're an Edomite. That you hear what Captain Rosariak said. He said you're not of our nation, man. Which I believe Tommy G is, from the northern tribes. Okay, I think he could be either Gad or Issachar. Okay, but if you being an Israelite, but you don't look like, have the dark skin and look like Shaft or Ben Wallace, they're gonna push you off as hey, this ain't for you, man. Sorry, you're a heathen. Okay, which that's completely going off. Let's continue on in Micah 3 and verse 5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that make my people err, that bite with their teeth and cry peace, and he that putteth not into their mouths, they even prepare war against him. Therefore night shall be unto you, that ye shall not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you, that ye shall not divine. And the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall cover, yea, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of Yahweh." Okay? So these guys that are ultimately leading you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, down that wrong path, that path to destruction, because they're not properly breaking down the scriptures. Even though they tell you a lot of good, they tell you you're Israelites, they tell you the so-called white man is, an Edomite, etc. They err. All right, they err on various aspects of the scriptures. Okay, and the main thing that these other camps err on is the MOTB. Okay, let's go to Isaiah, and because every now and then ISUPK will use the true name of the Most High and the true name of the Son, being Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. But when them cameras come on, you best believe, I guarantee you that if I were to go through this whole video, and I'll leave the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. If I would have gone through this whole video, I guarantee you they don't not use the names Yahweh or the names Yahweh Shai. They're going to push that God, Jesus Christ. Okay? Because they know that if they say them names too much, Tommy G wouldn't even uploaded this video. All right? His handlers wouldn't allowed it. Let's go to Isaiah, the 9th chapter. And what's it? The 16th verse? It's Isaiah 9 and 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. You got a lot of Israelites that are led by these other camps, and you're being led, down the path of destruction. A lot of these guys are going to tell you to take the MOTB. They already told you could take the juicy juice sauce. They already told you that. Hey, ISUPK tells you all. It tells you can do your woman from the back. I believe they teach you can have sex on the Sabbath. All types of madness, man. And why do they do this, man? Like the scripture says, they do this for filthy lucre's sake. What's that in Titus? Let's get that real quick. Let's go to Titus. Let's see. Bear with me one moment. It says Titus 1:10. It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers, and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake." And these guys are just giving Esau more and more ammunition, man. These guys out there on the highways and byways teaching with straps and gats, doing these marches, training and hitting the gun range and filming it, and all these various things that Esau is just putting in a cloud database. So when he presents the narrative on a high level, these people already hate us, but it's just gonna elevate that hate, and soon it's gonna be an open season on the various different Hebrew Israelite camps, man. Esau is gonna turn a blind eye.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
I've never put anyone in captivity. I've never enslaved
anyone. But your ancestors is how you benefit.
Actually, they did.
Where you from?
Poland. I came from the Polish poor farmers in South Dakota that didn't have shit, that came from Poland that didn't have shit, but also, I don't believe in collectivism. I don't believe that. That would mean, like, if one black guy...
Yes, like I said, I perceive Tommy G to be a Jake. You got our people over there in the Poland area.
In Pennsylvania did something, I'm gonna be like, oh, well, you have to pay for the consequences. Someone that did something 200 years ago, just because you happen to look slightly like them, that is a dumb idea.
Nah, thank you, Master T. Thank you, Master T.
Well, hey, and Tommy G was right. Yeah, just because you look slightly like them, we'll put it in this context. Just because you look slightly like the people that did these various things to you, does not mean that you are of that nationality of people. And it works both ways as well, man. Even though, you got a lot of, these dark-skinned, people out here that if they would come up to ISUPK's camp, they would tell them off rip that they're Israelites. When in actuality, they could be Edomites. They could be of these other nations. Okay? But like I said earlier, ISUPK, they're very, very carnal, man. I mean, look what they're doing out there. Push-ups, sit-ups. You got their uniforms on, masks covering their face. There's some sticks, laying around the area. And you see the title of the video, Inside a Hate Group, the Black Israelites.
How happy are you right now? Master T. Master T. I don't want to do no more coming back. Master T. You feel good? Does that make you feel better when I'm a slave?
No, but when my audience
watches, what does that say about you if you want me to be a slave? Master T.
To my audience?
Yeah, Master T.
To your audience, I'm not having compassion. To my audience, it's like he's getting prepared to be a good slave.
Master T, I'm recruiting for the Black Israelites. Neither of us technically qualify, but I think we can make an exception. Would you like to join?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
We could join them and we could be on their side. Otherwise, they're gonna.
So ISUPK part got a little check off of this, but whether they know it or not, this is being used in a derogatory sense. Let's just hit the comment board real quick. Let's go. It says, let's look at some of these comments. It says the Black KKK with CeeLo Green as their leader. You know, it says, hey, the ISUPK, well, really, all the Hebrew Israelites are being compared to the KKK. It says these same guys who thinks the KKK are the most evil people, but refuse to look in the mirror. I mean, hey, that's wild, right? Because the KKK, when you go into the track record, the history of the Ku Klux Klan, the hangings, the murders, the tortures, all the things, the long list of things that were documented as facts, factual things that they had done, not just to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but some of these other nations as well. What documentation do you have of any of these Hebrew Israelite camps doing anything similar to that, even on a low level? Okay, there is no documentation. We're not out, and this is concerning all the Hebrew Israelite camps. We're not out there, acting upon, any type of things like that, man. Okay, we're not going out there putting hands on Esau. We're not going out there putting hands on these other nations. We're not burning Slaki. We're not burning down houses. We're not going around in hooded masks and, taking families out their homes and burning them at a stake, hanging them on trees. Okay, so how, can it even be comparable to compare a group like the Ku Klux Klan to the Hebrew Israelites? But see, that's what Esau wants. Esau wants the people to look at the Hebrew Israelites almost in the same light as, looking at these other groups, left wing, right wing, and terrorist organizations. Okay? Let's get one more scripture and we'll close out. I'm not going to go through this whole video. I might watch it later. But, Esau is definitely forming a narrative. Okay? And we're coming into the times of the famine, of the word of this truth, this wisdom and knowledge, man. The Lord is about to take his men off the highways and byways, man. All right? Let's go to Matthew, the 15th chapter, and let's go down to the 14th verse. This is Matthew 15 and 14. It says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. And, you got Israelites amongst these camps that are teaching you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans things which they ought not. They're causing you to go off. They're causing you to err. They're causing you to sin. And if you don't wake up out of the madness you're involved in and come to the full understanding, the full knowledge, of course it's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, then you're going to keep going down that path of destruction. You're going to keep going down that road to the MOTB, and along that path, you're going to take that C-hip, all right? Because you don't believe it's the MOTB, because you believe it's sin, because you believe it's sleeping with a white woman, because you believe it's an embargo. You believe all these various different things that your leaders are telling you. And a lot of them know that the MOTB is the micro C-hip. But see, they took that bag, all right? They took that Judas purse. Esau got him in a room and he said, you know what, look. He slid him a blank check. He slid him a piece of paper. He said, we're willing to pay you whatever you desire. You make the number. You make your own offer. Okay? So they've been compromised. And they've received money. They've received, various other things from these agencies and these, ultimately, these wicked elites that they have entered in a contract with. Okay? They've made a covenant with the heathen. to not go into certain scriptures, to teach contrary to what the truth is. All right, because Esau, you best believe Esau has infiltrated the various different Hebrew Israelite camps, man. Okay, this man has a God complex. He wants his hands in everything. All right, no matter what it is. And all these other various groups that even Esau set up concerning these organization, terrorist groups, white supremacist groups, even these black supremacist groups, Black Panthers, etc. They were all infiltrated. Esau set up an organization and a group and just infiltrated, just because he can. All right, or just to sharpen his tactics. So you best believe there is agents amongst all the Hebrew Israelite camps. Not just, ISUPK and IUIC and these other various camps that we speaking about, but also Great Millstone. Okay? I'll read Matthew 15 and 14 again and we can wrap it up. It says, "Let them alone, they be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch." I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahak, Wadash. Double honors to the head apostle, and that is a great millstone who will well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. To the next time, Shalom.